right. Good afternoon, everybody. So I was sick yesterday. Started the class yesterday and ended after about 5 minutes. I'm good to get good at it. So the paper that we were supposed to do yesterday, actually I have a video of it, you know. Kind of deciding whether or not I'm just going to send the video, or maybe that's one of the people I might just go through after champs next week. So you know that we're not having the class this week until next week. All right. But I'm going to send the work for you to do in the meantime. Even while champs is going on, I still have to keep learning, keep practicing. All right, so this was the paper that I gave you guys to do, the Monday students. And the Sunday students were supposed to do it at home. That's how we tried to double the amount of work that we do. We do one in the classroom and one at home. You really get the full benefit of this exercise when you do the paper, rather than just come and watch me do it now. When you do the paper, you learn from your mistakes and so on. That's what it's about. And the whole aim is to learn from your mistakes and make sure that you don't make them again. So any question you did, I do it now and find that you got it wrong, you need to go and redo it. And if you did not do the paper, you still need to go and do the paper. You have to just put in the work if you're gonna get the results. It's as simple as that. You have to put in the work in order to get the results. Put in the work and you will get the results. It's an easy formula. Put in the work, you get the results. All right, so this is July 2021. And we're gonna start at number 1 and work our way all the way around to the back to number 10. All right, I'm leaving a calculator on the screen because, as you know, first question is always a calculator question. Right here. It says use a calculator or otherwise to calculate the exact value of this thing. So I'm going to put that value, put that expression in the calculator exactly as it appears there. And it's a mixed number, 1 and 4/7. That's a division sign right here. That's a division sign. So we're going to be dividing by 2/3. Looks almost like the same thing from paper yesterday. And then we are subtracting this mixed number minus another mixed number, which is 1 and 5/7, sorry. Looks like almost like the same question, almost the same. What's the answer for this one? It's 9/14 equals 9/14, done and dusted. Just like that. Next question. When Megan started working, she was paid $85 per week. After a 6 months probationary period is when you're working and they want to analyze if you're a good fit for the company. That's probation, right? Something like that. So after a probationary period of 6 months, her pay was increased by 20%. It's almost like she's now confirmed in the job. How much was she paid each week after the increase? So the original amount was $85, and she got an increase of 20%. It means that the new figure is 120%, as simple as that. You don't need to calculate 20% first and then add it. Just know that the new figure is now 120%, 20% more than it was before. So the figure that I want is 120% times that original figure, because she got an increase. She got an increase of 20%. For example, if it was a decrease of 20%, let's say she was demoted and her salary was decreased by 20%, then the new figure would have been 80% of the original figure. So you can work percentages that way. You add the percentage for an increase, subtract the percentage for a decrease. So when you work this out, you're going to get the answer, 120% of 85. So let's go. 120%, it's on the calculator here, times 85. So a new figure is $102, 102. As simple as that. Now, if you work out the percentage first and then add it and get the same answer, no problem. All right? If you work out the 20% first and then add it to the 85, no problem. All right? Remember now, those who did the paper need to be grading as you go. I'm marking right and wrong. When you mark right and wrong here, it means that, for example, if you get 60%, chance on the real exam, that's a 70% or more. When you mark right and wrong, because CSEC do mark right and wrong. They give you mark sometimes even when we get an answer, but we are marking right and wrong for simplicity. Remember, the target mark for this paper is just 30% because it's the first one. Just 30%. Nobody must can attain that. 30%. Let's continue. Next part says, in 1996, the population of a country A was this amount, 2.714 million. In 2015, that a lot of years later, population grew to this amount, 366,900. This is where the population in 2015, that's this one, the three significant figures. Now remember, when you write a number to any number of significant figures, the size of the number don't change. So the important thing is that this number is what, like 3 million something. So even when you write it in three significant figures, must be still that in the millions, right? All right, let's look at it. So we have this number, 366,900. I want to correct the three significant figures. Now, you count significant figures from left to right is the first non-zero value from left to right. So these are your three significant figures. First three significant figures. I use this number to see if you increase it. Those three significant figures. Now, this three cannot increase it. Remember, it has to be 5 or more to increase it. So these three significant figures will remain as is. And you have to get the size of the number to be the same, you have to replace all of these with zeros. And so the three significant figures, it becomes 366,000, such that the size of the number is still in the millions. What some people do, they put 366 and get it wrong. Don't do that, please. Size of the number does not change, even you write it in significant figures or in number of decimal places or anything like that. Size of the number does not change. They want us to write the population in 1965, that's one up here. This one, they want us to write it in standard form. Another term for standard form is scientific notation. Scientific notation. So we have this number, 2714000. In scientific notation, you want the decimal point to be right here. You want to have the number in a format where you have at the decimal place after the first non-zero digit. You want the decimal place to come right here. And when the number is like this, it means that the decimal point is at the end. And so you want to move the decimal point to here. So how many places is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get it here. So to move that number of places to the left, you would basically divide by 10 to the 6th power. To cancel this division by 10 to the 6th power, you're going to go and multiply by 10 to the 6th power. And this calculation in here now would move the decimal point for you to where you want it. Let me make this a little smaller. All right? So what I've placed in the bracket will move the decimal point for you. And the final result is then going to be 2.714. And you don't need to put back these zeros because they are coming after the decimal point times this 10 to the 6. And that is it in scientific notation or standard form. Simple as that. Now, some calculator can actually give you that scientific notation, standard form. Some calculators can. All right, this one says, determine the percentage increase from this to this. Now, the percentage increase is the increase over the original amount multiplied by 100. The increase over the original amount and I multiply that by 100. So what is the increase? The increase is the difference between these two figures. The difference between them. All right. So if we write it out as a formula, it will become 3663900 minus the original amount of 2714123 and divide that now by the original amount, which is the 2714000 and multiply that by 100 to express it as a percentage. And basically what that gives you now is the answer. So you can put that in the calculator as is and work it out. So it's a fraction 3663900 minus 27141230 over the same 27141230. Multiply that by 100, and it's not divided on. Multiply by 100 up here. 35.96. If you correct that, they can basically put 35 for this one. 35%. 35% increase. All right. Very good. But I should get everything right so far now. Easy question these. Next question says ratio question. It says ratio of teachers to male students to female students is this. All right. It says if the total number of students, or the total number of students is represented by this, the sum of the female and the male. All right. And that total is 630. Determine number of teachers. So what I'm going to do is write this ratio and extend it to show the total number of students. Why? Why am I doing that? Because the question gave us information about the total number of students. So the original ratio is this. Teacher to, what is it? Female to male to female. I'm going to extend that ratio and put to students. Just put S for students. All right, that's right, STU. Total number of students. Extend the ratio. What are the numbers here? The teacher has three teachers, 17 male students, and 18 female students. And to get the total number of students now, I need to add these two figures. What those two figures add to? 17 and 18 is how much? What I add to? How much? 35. So it means that in the ratio, 35 will be the total number of students. But the actual number of students is 630. So for the ratio to show the actual numbers, I need this part to become 630. So the question is, what do I multiply this by for it to become 630? I can find out by dividing. I can divide the 630 by 35 to see what I need to multiply by for the ratio to show the actual numbers. Remember, I know the ratios is a broken down comparison of the numbers. That's all that it is. So 630 divided by 35 is 18. That's 18. So it means that for the ratio to show the actuals, I need to multiply by 18. Multiply everything by 18. So I multiply this by the 18, it becomes the 630 that I want it to be. And the question is for the number of teachers, I just need to multiply this now by 18 as well. And it tells me how many teachers it was. So it's 3 times 18, I want 54. So it means that there are 54 teachers. Simple as that. 54 teachers. We wanted the number of male students, they multiply this by 18. We wanted the number of female students, multiply this by 18. This time, we only wanted the number of teachers. That's it. So the answer is 54 teachers. But good? Simple as that. All right? Everybody should get those 9 marks for this one. 9 easy marks that. Come on, let's go. Next question. All right, I don't need the calculator just now anymore. This question says, two quantities, N and T are related by this formula. N equals the square root of T. Find the value of N when T equals 49. Easy. N equals the square root of 49. N equals 7. Everybody knows the square root of 49 is 7. Free mark that one, right? You put the 49 under here for the T. Simple as that. Next one. Make T the subject of the formula. What do we have? We have N equals the square root of T. I want to make this a subject. First, you need to get rid of the square root. By doing what? By squaring both sides. Square this side and square this side. So the inverse of the square root is the square. So that the square root is removed when you square both sides. So you're going to get N squared equals T. Since I put T as a subject, we can write this as T equals N squared. That is it. T is a subject. T equals N squared. That was a very easy question. 1 mark for that. All right. Next part. Okay. This part says, Ali is X years old. Ali is X years. Jim is 5 years older than Ali. So Ali is X, and Jim is 5 years older than Ali. So Jim, therefore, is X plus 5. I'm writing it up here. It says Chris is twice as old as Ali. Chris is twice as old as Ali. So Chris is 2X. Let's read it again and make sure. Ali is X. Jim is 5 years older. So it's X plus 5. And Chris is twice as old. So it's 2 times X. It says write an expression in terms of X, Jim's age. That's this one, X plus 5. Chris's age, that's this one, 2X. Nice and easy. It says in 2 years, in 2 years' time, that means everybody's age going to increase by 2 now, you know, in 2 years, you know. So in 2 years, let's write them out over here. In 2 years, Ali is going to be X plus 2. Jim is going to be X plus 7. I added 2 years to this. And Chris, let's make a note, is going to be 2X plus 2 in 2 years, right? These are the ages after 2 years. Let's make a note of that. All right, so in 2 years' time, the product of Ali's age, this is Ali's age in 2 years' time, you know, and Chris's age will be the same as the square of Jim's age, all right? So write what they said. So the product means they're going to multiply them, right? So in 2 years, these are the ages after 2 years. The product of Ali's age, that's this one, and Chris's age, that's this one. So that's product, right? So it's X plus 2 times 2X plus 2. That product will be the same as the square of Jim's present age. Oh, Jim's present age, eh? Present age. Now, Jim's present age is this. So be careful. X plus 5 squared. Present age. That's what they said. So I place what they said in a mathematical expression. And then once we simplify this down now, it is supposed to come to this equation. Show that the equation represents information given above. So it's a matter of expanding this out and simplify. Let's go. Expand this side first. We get X times 2X is 2X squared. X times this 2 is 2X. And then 2 times this 2X is 4X. And then 2 times this 2 is 4. Equals, expanding this perfect square. Remember, when we expand a perfect square, we must get 3 terms. First term squared is X squared. Then twice the product of the 2, meaning multiply these 2 things, you get 5X, and then double it to 10X. And then the second term squared, 5 squared, is 25. All right, let's see now. I'm going to take this X squared and bring it over here and subtract from this 2X squared and get back another X squared. This one, this is 6X. And then this 10X come over and subtract from the 6X. 6X minus 10X is negative 6X. Negative 4X, sorry. This is 6X minus 10X. 6 minus 10 is negative 4. So get it minus 4X. And then this is 4. This is 25. 25 comes over here, give a minus 25. Minus 25. 4 minus 25 is negative 21. I'm getting minus 21. That's equal to 0. That's what they have here. So therefore shown. Got good? Nice and easy. Next question says, calculate Ali's present age. Now, what is Ali's present age? Ali's present age is X. So this question is asking to calculate X, right? So i.e. that is asking us for X. So to find X, we need to solve this equation. All right? Factors of 21, where the difference is 4, It's 3 and 7. 3 and 7. So this factorizes into x and x. 3 and 7. Signs are different. Give the greater product, the minus sign. That's a greater product. Make it minus, make this one plus. You have to learn to factorize quick like this, guys. By practicing. Those are the factors. If you're not sure, you can test it. This time, this is this x squared. The 3 times the minus 7 is negative 21. And this middle term is the sum of the far product and the near product. The far product is negative 7x. Near product is plus 3x. See? They add to this negative 4x. You know that those factorize correctly. This one giving us x equal negative 3, or this one giving us x equals 7. Now we're talking about the age of somebody. So this one cannot be valid. Somebody's age can be negative. So this one is not valid. So this right here is the answer I don't want. That's Ali's age. So Ali's age is 7 years. You want to write it out and ask for Ali's age? 7 years. Answer 7 years. That's Ali's age. But good? But I should read 18 marks from those two questions. 18 marks going towards 30. Only 30 marks one on the paper, you know. 30, just 30 more for the first paper. Yeah. We're going 18 already. Let's go. Number 3. The must reach 27 marks for the question now. Easy to trigger number 3. Question says, diagram below shows triangle PQR and its angle is 60 degrees inside here. And then this angle down here says 90 degrees, so the right angle triangle. And then this is the hypotenuse is 11. That's a right angle triangle. Pythagoras' theorem, good to go. So-called tower, good to go. As a right angle triangle. It says, calculate the size of angle PRQ. That's this angle inside here, so. Easy. These two angles are complementary angles. Those two add up to 90 degrees. Complementary angles. The two angles other than the 90 in a right angle triangle are complementary angles. They add up to 90. Because this one is already 90 and the total in there is 180. So this one is already 90. So these two must be 90. So this angle down here that I want is become equal to 90 degrees minus this one up here, 62 degrees. 90 minus 62 is more, 28, right? Okay, subtract 60 first, I get 30, and subtract 2 more, 28. And put it on the diagram, 28 degrees. That's the answer right there, 28 degrees. Good. 1 free mark. The length of side RQ. Which side is RQ? That's this side right here. So we want to find this side now. So if you're working with 28 degrees, you can use cos, adjacent over hypotenuse. If you're working with the 62 degrees, you're going to use sine, opposite over hypotenuse. You decide which one you want to use. Doesn't matter. Either cos or sine, doesn't matter. All right? So if you're using cos, you can say cos 28 degrees equals the adjacent side RQ over the hypotenuse. See there? Hypotenuse is 11. Then to find the RQ, take the 11 and multiply it up here. So the RQ would be equal to 11 cos of 28 degrees. Or we could use sine of 62 degrees. Sine of 62 degrees equal opposite RQ over 11. Same thing, multiply the 11 up here. So the RQ would be equal to 11 sine of 62 degrees. Whichever one you use, the RQ is going to be the same answer. Let's look at it. RQ is going to be the same answer, whichever one you decide to use. All right, your choice. So let's say we're using 11 cos 28. Make sure you calculate the degrees. That's 9.71. 9.71 centimeters. Centimeters, the measurements in here, centimeters. Now if we do the other way, 11, if we did 11 sine 62, same thing. 11 sine of 62, Same exact thing. All right, that is it. 3 months. This is the OR method. All right, moving right along. Transformation. Question says, diagram below shows 3 triangles, X, Y, and Z, on a square grid. What do I want us to do with them? Question says, triangle X is mapped onto triangle Y by a reflection. State the equation of the mirror line. X to Y is a reflection. X to Y is a reflection. X to Y is a reflection. State the equation. This word is very important. The equation of the mirror line. Now, if you look at this diagram, this to this, the mirror line is halfway between them, right? 2 units, 2 units, 2 units, 2 units. So clearly, the mirror line is this x-axis, won't it? Agreed? But the question says must take the equation of the mirror line. So you can't put x-axis. The equation of the x-axis is y equals 0. That's what they want. If you put x-axis, the question said the equation of the mirror line. The mirror line is the x-axis. But the equation of the x-axis is y equals 0. All right? So the mirror line here is the x-axis. The question is asking us for the equation. The equation of the x-axis is y equals 0. This is the answer that I want. All right? That is the answer. This thing. Equation. You cannot say x-axis. X-axis is not an equation. All right. Next one says, describe for the transformation that maps x to z. X to z, let's look at it. X to z. X to z. This one to this one. All right, let's analyze it. So clearly some turning took place, right? This one to this one. So this piece, for example, that was pointing out here is now pointing up here. So clearly, it turned that way 90 degrees. This piece that was horizontal first is now vertical. So now, right away, we have a 90 degrees anti-clockwise rotation right there. But you have to find the center of the rotation. Once you have a rotation, you must locate the center of the rotation. Now, a question like this, most time rotation is the origin. I'm going to check and see if it's the origin. And it is because, for example, this point is rotated 90 degrees to down here. You can see this point is rotated to there. Good. Here's another point, like, for example, this. What you can do is trace out the coordinates and rotate the coordinates. So it's 6 across, 2 up. So rotate the 6 across, 2 up. It's gonna go 6 up and 2 across. So this point will rotate over to this point. Just true. So that proves that the center of rotation is the origin. So this therefore is a anti-clockwise 90-degree rotation about the origin. Anti-clockwise 90-degree rotation about it. Remember also that anti-clockwise rotation is positive rotation. Clockwise rotation is negative rotation. Anti-clockwise rotation is positive rotation. So that's an anti-clockwise 90-degree rotation about the origin. That's what it is. So this one is an anti-clockwise, anti-clockwise 90 degrees rotation about the origin. So you cannot just say it's a 90-degree clockwise rotation. You have to give the 3 components of rotation when you're describing a rotation, or the 4 things. You give the name and the 3 components of rotation: angle, direction, and the center. You have to make sure you state all 3 things when you're describing a rotation: the angle, the direction, and the center. People tend to forget about the center, stating where the center of the rotation is. You're going to lose a mark if you do that. All right? Everything important. Let's go. That's it. Next question says, on the diagram, that the translate triangle Y, negative 7, 1. Negative 7, 1 means 7 to the left, 1 up. 7 this way, and 1 up. That's what negative 7, 1 means. A point to move 7 to the left, 1 up. I must label that one V. So we're doing that on Y, right? Y to V. 7 to the left, 1 up. Y to V. So Y here. So remember the size one stay the same, just moving to another point, right? And you only really need to move 1 point and draw about the same shape around that 1 point. So let's say we're moving this point. 7 to the left, 1 up. 2, 4, 6, 7 to the left, 1 up to here. So this point is coming to here. And all we have to do now is draw about the same shape around that point. So this side was all long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units long. Then this is like 2 down, 2 to the left. 2 down, 2 to the left brings me here. This is the next point there. And then you complete the shape. Draw to the ruler, guys. Don't draw a friend like me. That's it. Negative 7, 1. But good? All right. Next question says, oh, must label it V, right? V. Put the V on it. Follow instruction. This is V. V as in very smart. Next one says, on the same page, enlarge triangle X, center the origin, a scale factor of a half. Now, when the center of the enlargement is the origin, you're good. Means that you can use the enlargement matrix. K0, 0, K. That case, K is a half. That enlargement matrix becomes half, 0, 0, half. What makes it easy again is at a point XY will move to, with this matrix, half X, half Y. So basically, to get the image point, just half in the coordinates. And the size is going to be half, it's going to be half the distance from origin. You're blessed because this one is the origin, is the center of that enlargement. So it's kind of easy. Just half the coordinates and you're good to go. All right? So which one are we doing on again? Triangle X, right? X. Just half in the coordinates and we're good to go. X. Let's look at it. Half the coordinates. So this coordinate is 0, 2. Half of that is 0, 1 right here. This coordinate is 6, 2. Half of that, half of 6, 2 is 3, 1. 3, 1 is right here. This coordinate is 4, 4. Half of 4, 4 is 2, 2 right here. See that? This coordinate is 4, 4. Half of 4, 4 is this 2, 2. This coordinate is 6, 2. Half of that is right here, 3, 1. This coordinate is 0, 1. 0, 2, sorry. Half of 0, 2 is 0, 1. So your image triangle is this one. That's it. The center of enlargement is the origin right here. See it? If I draw those construction, I get that one. Get this one through here to there. And I get this one through here to there. Those are my construction lines for enlargement. I'm not going to leave them on it. But this is your image. You must label that one as, so must call it what? W. W. This one must be W. Leave it in red. W. That is it, guys. Easy stuff. Easy stuff. Question are done, yes. But I should reach 27 marks already on this paper. everybody should reach 27 marks. But good. Wake up, man, like I don't want to sleep. Talk, man, say something.
Yes, sir.
Eh? You go online.
Yes, sir.
You guys in here like you want to sleep, man. What's the matter with you? Wake up. Who didn't do this paper? Who did not do the paper? Only one person ever did the paper? We're gonna make this be the last paper on the door. There, nobody the foolishness. We're gonna have 24 paper for the exam. 24 or more. No joke. You want to do well at the exam? Yeah, we have 24 papers to do. Paper 2 may I talk about. And maybe more paper ones than that. Before the 9th of May. All right? No joke. I've do at least 4 papers per week. 4 or more papers per week. Full exam papers. All right, let's go. Next question. Question said, diagram below shows 2 lines, L1 and L2. The equation of L1 is this. Want to find the gradient, put it in the form y equals mx plus c. Remember, you want to find the gradient, make y alone the subject, right? He said the line L2 passes to the point 0.5. That's the y-axis intercept down here. And they tell us that the 2 lines are perpendicular. Nice. Perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal gradients. So if you know one gradient, flip it and change the sign of the other gradient, right? Good. And when you have the equation, you can find the gradient from the equation and the y-axis intercept. Or so telling you, express the equation of line 1 in this form. So you can see the gradient and the y-axis intercept. So teacher, this one. So we have x plus 2y equals 10. If you over the x first, you get 2y equals minus x plus 10. Then to make y on the subject, we can divide 2 by 2 or multiply 2 by half. Same thing. We can get y equals minus half x plus 5. That is it. The gradient of this line is minus a half. So the gradient of the perpendicular line is 2. Flip this one and change the sign. You know that right away. Because they're perpendicular. And this y-axis intercept here, so this y-axis intercept here says 5. Up here says 5 right there. If you need that information. What is the one? State the gradient of line 1. Minus half. Minus half. So we're going to call it M1. M1 is minus half. Just state it. That's the gradient of line 1. Same line we're talking about. Minus half. All right. What is the one? They say, hence determine the equation of line 2. No, the gradient of line 2 is minus 1 over the gradient of line 1, which is equal to 2. Remember, if gradient of line 1 is minus half, this calculation is done by flipping this and changing the sign. It becomes a positive 2. But go to that. Or if you like, you take the minus a half and put it under here. The calculation is still going to give you 2. All right? But flip it and change the sign is the easy way to remember. Remember also that the C from this line, the C2, the C where line 2 cross the y-axis was negative 5 down here. So you see it? Line 2. So the C is negative 5. So the equation is y equals mx plus c, talking about line 2. So it's y equals the m is 2 and the c is negative 5. Easy. Don't need no calculation. The values are there. When generally speaking, we get the coordinate geometry questions with the graph. Everything is on the graph. You don't need no y over formula thing. Oftentimes, you can get all information straight from the graph. All right? Nice and easy. Easy marks, easy to get. Easy marks to get. Come on. Next question. Functions. This one says f of x is this, and g of x is that. We want us to find f of 9. Put 9 in there, in the f function. This becomes equal to 1/3 of 9 plus 4. Put 9 in the f function. 1/3 of 9 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. This answer here is 7. But good? Yeah? Next part. F of g of minus 3 same as f of G of -3. You want to do the G of -3 first. To me, that I want to put the -3 in the G function right here. It's going to become f of bracket 3 times -3 over -3 plus 1. And so working out f of what? What is this now? That's -9 over -2. Negatives cancel, give me 9 over 2. But can I say that? But over 2.
Yes, sir.
I want to plug this 9 over 2 now in the f function. Right here. So we're going to get 1/3 of 9 over 2. Third of 9 over 2 plus 4. This 1/3 of 9 over 2 becomes 3 over 2 plus 4. This 3 over 2 is 1.5. I can put this as 8 over 2. And then the answer becomes 11 over 2. 11 over 2 is that. I'll go to that. 11 over 2. Understanding. Next part now says, determinable of x power g of x is equal to 5 over 2. So we can put the g of x equal to 5 over 2 and solve it. Let's do it straight. The g of x is this one. 3x over x plus 1. So we're going to put 3x over fast multiply, expand it out into separate group x and y. This one travel is about 5. Right, go to that. And then take the 5x and subtract over here. So 6x minus 5x is x. X equals 5 is the answer. That's the answer there. So nice and easy. Equals 5. Done. Next question. What's marks that? 36. I'll go and go to one. Yeah. Next question. Statistics number 5. 100 students. 100 is the total number of students. Write it down so don't forget. 100 is the total number of students. So survey on the amount of money they spent on data for their cell phone in a week. Wow. So the table below shows the results as well as the midpoint for each class interval. So they're giving us the midpoint values. Remember, when do we use the midpoint? We don't know the actual values that the 7 students, for example, in this group took. So the 7 persons in this group, we don't know the actual amount that they spent. So you're kind of assuming that all 7 of them spent $55, the midpoint value, which is not true. And that's why everything you do when data is group is estimation. You're estimating. Statistics of group data is estimation statistics. You're estimating everything. For a simple reason, presented a data like this, you don't know the actual amount spent by the students. It says you will be able to determine the modal class. The modal class is the one with the highest frequency. Here's the highest frequency. So this is the modal class right here. 70 to 80. Write it back exactly as I give it here. 70 to 80. I put the dollar sign on it in. Just to make sure. That's the modal class. I'm putting the dollar sign on it. The class with the highest frequency, that's highest frequency, that's modal class. And the mode is going to be closer to this, closer to this, closer to 90, closer to this end. But this frequency is higher than this one. So the mode is drifting more towards this side of the class. It's closer to 80. The mode is closer to 80 than to 70. I should ask something like that. Let's continue. It says, calculate an estimate of the mean amount spent, giving your answer correct to 2 decimal places, the mean. So we need a sum of the frequency, we need a sum column. So they didn't give us a sum column here, so we need it. not the sum of the frequency, we need a sum column, sum of the amount of money spent, approximately. So putting in a sum column. My sum column is an FX column. All right. So multiplying these values, let me get a calculator in order to estimate the mean. That's the method that we're using. Back in the day, we used another method. CSEC has reduced it to just this one method. Let's use a method we call a coded mean. All right, let's multiply these because the first one is 7 times. Well, some people actually must multiply these up and add them same time, you know, and divide by 100 and done. You can do that too, you know, if you want to. All right? Can do that too. So just basically multiply these two plus, multiply these two plus, multiply these two plus. And then when you get that, you divide by 100. I remember the total number of students is 100 up here. 100 students, right? But let's go step by step. This is 385. The next product is 11 times 55. That's 715. The next one is 31 times 75. That's 2325. The next one is 29 times 85. And that's 2465. And then 22 times 95. That's 2090. And you sum those. So it becomes 2090 plus 2465 plus 2325 plus 715 plus 385. So that's 7980. Total money spent by all students approximately. So the mean, therefore, is this total money divided by the 100 students. All right, so that is the mean. The two decimal places. Estimate and the mean amount of money spent. So that's a sum of FX divided by the number of students. So that's 7980 divided by 100. That works out to be $79.80. It's the mean amount spent by each student. $79.80. All right. What else? It says they may report that the median amount spent is 84. Briefly explain why Damien's report could be correct. It's gonna be correct if you are able to locate which group the median will be in. Now, there are 100 students. Approximately which student of the 100 students would have the mean amount spent? The median amount spent, I mean. That's what we're gonna do. Now, which student? There are 100 students, and the data is in ascending order. This way you can actually count the students. There are 100 students. Which student would approximately have the median amount spent? 50th one not answering. The one in the middle. All right? The data is in ascending order here. So what you need to do is count up your students here until you reach 50. And say which group you reach when you reach 50. That group is where the median approximately would be. Everybody understand that? They want a counting column. Counting column is a cumulative frequency column. Counting column is a cumulative frequency column. You cannot add up these until you reach 50 now. That's a way you reach 50. Which group you reach 50. Let me show it on the table. So you need a counting column. Counting. You need to be able to count them. Counting column. Cumulative frequency column. They have semi-years. So 7 plus 11 is how much? 18. 18 plus 31 is how much? Tell me. 49. Good. So the 50th person is right in here, so don't it? 50th person is the first person in that group, don't it? That's all.
Yes,
That's
sir.
all. 50th student would have up the mean amount. The mean amount is a value in between here, so don't it? See that? So the median is a value in this group. You could call it the median group if you want. This will be the median group. The median group. Meaning median is somewhere in there. So So any value within this range can be the median. You get me, I say? So if somebody say 84, 84 is inside that, so I'm good. See that? But understand that. So Christians explain why he's correct. If we were to say something, one mark correct, but you still have to write something, makes sense, right? No, by putting those things on it, I did on the table. Here, so you can say C table. And leave them and leave these marks on the table. Right? It's a C table. In the exam now, it's a C the table. C table. Above. I write one little thing now. I say the 50th student would approximately have the median mark or the median amount spent. The 50th student is in the 80 to whatever group. Therefore, the 84 is within that group, and therefore it's a good estimate, something like that. But understand that? Something like that what you want to. I'm going to see if you can write so. You don't have to be exact what we're gonna say. So I say, all right, something like the 50th student spent the median amount. You know, approximately. So the 50th student is in the, I'm telling my group now, is in the 80 to 90 group, right? Class interval, this one. 80 to 90 is in the 80, 90 dollars interval. Therefore, $84 is estimate. Something like that. If I write it tomorrow, I write something different, but something like that. This guy, one of two. They want to say the 50th student, where would this 50th student be? 50th student is in that group, and $84 would be a value in that group. Something like that they want to examine. Anything like that to get the marks. But all right, good. Next question says, the two-way contingency table below gives information on the mode of transportation to school by 100 students. Complete it by inserting the missing figure. So what it is that some of the values down here must be this. You add them down this way to get this bottom line. And you add them across this way to get the total over here. So I mean by a two-way contingency table. So for example, we get a figure for here, basically 23 minus 15, right? And what do I add to 15 to get 23? 8, don't it? So it's 8. And then what do I add? What do I add here to get this total? So this one is must add to 60 because it's already 40, right? So this must add to 60. So it is 37, right? 37. These three must add up to 100. That's correct?
Yes, sir.
So it's 60. Yes, it is. And then now what do I add to this? This and this to get that. What do I add to the 18 here so to get the 37? All right, so 37 minus 18 is what? What is that? 19? Huh? 19. And then you can double check by adding these and see if we get 48. And then this right just has to be 52. If you add up these now, you must get 52. You can double check it if those are correct. But good?
Yes, sir.
All right. It says complete the table, so hold on that part. Next part says a student is selected at random. If the student select a student at random, means they're coming from the 100, right? Because they're all students coming from out of the 100. A student is selected at random. What the probability that he or she is being driven to school? There's 40 of them get driven to school out of the 1. So it's 40 out of 100 driven to school. That's 4 over 10 or 2 over 5. But I get that. Probability of being
Yes,
driven
sir.
to school. Next one says, one girl, all right, so since it's girl now, the girl sample space is 52. Sample size of the girls is 52. So you're choosing out of 52 now, right? That a girl you're choosing. What's the probability that she did not cycle to school? Did not. So she never cycle, means she should do this or this, don't it? See that? She never cycle. So it means she should do this or that. So some of those you want out of the 52. So you basically want 8 plus 26 out of the 52 girls. That's what you want. What I work out to? 8 plus 26.
34.
Huh?
34.
34 out of 52. And you simplify down this into lowest term. Somebody do it for me now quick. Like 17 over 26. Something like that, right? 17 over 26. My brain is telling me 17 over 26. All right. I'm going to leave it like that. Next question, number 6. Farmer Brown makes troughs to feed his farm animals using wood that is 5 centimeters thick. Okay, so making these boxes, and the wood is 5 centimeters thick. All right. It says, as shown in the diagram below, the trough are rectangular base, open at the top, and have external dimensions 200 by 170 by 190 by 160. Remember, 5 centimeters thick, right? 5 centimeters thick. So these are the outer dimensions that they gave us. All right. Let's see now. And open top. It says, show by calculation that the internal capacity is this. So to get the internal capacity, you have to get internal dimension, right? All right. Remember the 5 centimeter thick enough. So watch this. So across here externally is 200. But what it is across here internally is 200 minus 10. But that's why 200 minus 10, okay, minus 5 on the side and 5 on the side. Agreed? Across here says 290, right? 290 internally. And then now this is a different color for the length. The one here, so. The one here says 190, and again it subtract 5 over here and 5 over here, so it becomes 180, right? The one here says 180. We have the depth of the box. Now down here says 160, but remember now the top is open. So the bottom alone is going to subtract the 5 from, don't it? So the bottom down here, so then let's do it in purple. But down here, so down to the bottom of the box has to be 155. Why so as 155? The top is open, top is
Yes,
flat.
sir.
At the top, you have a thickness on the bottom. See the bottom part, you're not seeing it, but the bottom of a thickness as well. Up here, so. That is it. Good? And the cardboard of a thickness, right? So those are the dimensions internal, right? So the volume internal is the product of those dimensions. Let's see. So the volume internally. Let's see if this correct. So the volume internally becomes equal to 180 times 290 times 155. I'm going to go ahead and write that before me even check it. 8091123 centimeters cubed. Right, let's check it now. I'm trusting that it is correct. I'm trusting. I believe, confident 180 times 290 times 155. Voila. Yes, what of confidence. That's it. Beautiful. Next part says, calculate the volume of wood needed to make the truck. So the volume of wood is going to be the external volume of everything minus the internal volume. That leaves the volume of wood. But understand that? External volume of everything minus the internal space volume inside. That gives you the volume of wood. So write it like this. Volume of wood equals the volume externally minus the volume internally. And the volume externally is the three dimensions that they gave us. 300, 190, 160. 300, 190, 160. 300, 190, 160. Minus what we have already. We wrote this out already. Internal volume. We have it already. We have internal volume already, which is this figure on the calculator. It is 809112230 equal. That's the volume of wood. All right. All right, it's better. All right, so good. 300 times 190 times 160. 300 times 190 times 160. I'm going to subtract that one time. Minus 8091123. I'm getting 1029,000 cm³ is the volume of wood that he needs. But understand the calculation? That's the volume of wood that is used. All right, the external volume minus the internal volume gives you the volume of wood. Nice and easy. Next one says, Farmer Brown must paint the external or the internal surface of the truck. Internal surface of the truck. Given that 1 gallon of paint covers approximately 280,000 square of surface. Determine the total amount of paint in liters that is needed to paint the internal surface of the truck. So they tell us 1 gallon with some, right? So we're gonna have to find out how many of these, how many of that is inside the internal surface area. So we'll find the total surface, internal surface area, and divide it by this amount. That tells you how many gallons of paint you want. Then now they want it in liters. So we'll use this conversion now to get it in liters. All right. So we'll find out what the total surface area internally first. Internal surface area. That's it. Let's go. Internal surface area equal. Let's do piece by piece. Let's look at it. Just put them side wall, the wall over here and the wall over here. That is 180 by 155, right? Two of that wall, right? 180, two side wall. The side wall over here and the side wall over here internally. 180 by 155. Two of it. 3 times 180 by 155. Let's go. 3 times 180 by 155. Plus, plus front and the back one. Front and the back one. 290 times 155. At the back and the front wall. This back wall and this front wall over this side. Internally. So inside here and inside here. Two of them. 290 times 155. Two of that. Two of that. Two of that. Two of that. 2 times 290 times 155. Look, bottom now, the bottom of the chart, right? bottom of the trough, the internal surface area. The bottom of the trough now is 290 times 188. Going for the base of the trough. Internally is 290 times 180. 180, but it's just one fracture for the base. Just one of that. One of that. One of that. Plus one of that. Of the 290 times 180. That's going to give you a total surface area internal. Let's work over here. 2 times 180 times 155 plus 2 times 290 times 155 plus 290 times 180. That's what I'm getting. Not sure. 180 times 155 plus 290 times 155. That gives us 197,900 as a total surface area. So I want to know how many of this is in that. All right. So 1 gallon use this amount. So that's how much of it. So it's not a whole gallon, you know. Not a whole, because it's less than that. That is less. That is less. This is actually less. That calculation is correct. Let me just make sure. 2 times 180 times 155 plus 2 times 290 times 155 plus 290 times 180. 19. All right. So you're not going to use the whole thing. I'm not going to use a whole thing of pin. That's why maybe they want it in liters. All right. So see here now, pin required. So you're going to divide this by this amount times 1 gallon. Remember also that 1 gallon is this amount of liters. So you can multiply by this amount of liters same time. Because it just say, look here, just say 1 gallon to this amount. That same 1 gallon is this amount of liters. So we can put this instead. This 1 gallon that I spoke about is 3.79 liters in the beginning. Anyway, so we can say paint required. Let me say the total amount of paint required comes equal to this amount out of that. 197,900 out of 280,000 times what you get from 1 liter, 1 gallon of paint, which is 3.79 liters. Don't have to calculate the gallon first. Where that out and we're good to go. So it's a fraction 197,900 divided by 280,000 times 3.79. So he needs 2.68 liters to choose significant figure. That's it. That's a nice question. That's the amount of liters he needs. 2.68 liters to cover everything. What you have to do, you have to calculate total surface area that he's painting, right? And they divide that now by the amount that you would need 1 gallon for, multiplied by the 1 gallon. But the 1 gallon is also 3.79 liters. So that is it. Doesn't need a whole gallon based on this. This represents the fraction of the gallon that he needs. That's what it is. All right. So you take this fraction and multiply by the total that the 1 gallon, which is 3.79 liters. That's the amount of paint that he needs. That is it. Next question. Pattern question. The first 3 figures in a sequence of shape formed by connecting lines of unit length are shown below. That's why you're going to want to draw the 4th shape, right? So basically drawing that and then putting back one more on it, one of the same shape on it. So it's like a patch looking thing, this thing. And then basically draw one more on it. One more on it. Draw it in a different color, the additional one. The additional one, I'm going to put a different color. That's a figure 4. So draw figure 3 and add one more to it, right? That's it. Let's continue. It says, the number of lines L in each shape and the perimeter P of the shape follow a pattern. Study the pattern of numbers in each row in the table below and answer the questions that follow. Complete the table below, showing the number of lines and perimeter each figure. All right, know that this is 3. This is not 4, guys. You can't continue the pattern, right? Yeah, that's why I have these dotted lines here. So as usual, I like to populate the bottom line first. So you can pick up a formula. Let's look at it. So these going up by our 5, clearly, right? Plus 5. So since it's going up by a 5, 5n is a part of the formula. First we got 6. 5 times 1 is 5. You have to add 1, make 6. So the formula is 5n plus 1. This one is going up by 3. That's a plus 3. We're going up by 3. So 3n is a part of the formula. First we got actually as 5. 3, 1 is 3. I have to add 2 to make it 5. That's a formula. Once you can get a formula method, good to go with this question, move much faster. So for 5, we're going to take the 5 and drop it on here. 5, 5, 25 plus 1 make 26. So this is 26. The 5 and drop it on here. 3, 5, 15. 15 and 2 makes 17. Then here now, it's put this equal that to find the n. So all you have to do in this row now. Put the 5n plus 1 equals 66. Subtract the 1, you get 5n equals 65. Divide by 5, we get n equals 13. So right here is 13. You take the 13 and drop it on this now. 3 times 13 is 39. 39 plus 2 is 41. So right here is 41. Table done. Body good? Nice and easy. It's a make-up time question, you know. You're lucky you can get one of these with a make-up time. You can actually finish it like in 5 minutes. This question. You're lucky and get one easy like this. Eh? Let's continue. It says, write a simplified expression in terms of n for the difference d between the number of lines and the perimeter. All right, so these figures more. So you want to do this one minus this one. That's what you want to know. Like you're asking for L minus P. That's what they're asking for. L minus P. L minus P is equal to the L is 5n plus 1 minus the P is 3n plus 2. That represents the difference. 5n minus 3n is 2n. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. That is it. That's the answer right there. 2n minus 1. Nice and easy, the difference. Very good. Yeah, Stanley, good. All right. Question done. Section 2 now. 3 questions in a jiffy. 3 questions in a jiffy. I'm home early today. Remember, no class until next week, right? No class until next week. Enjoy champs. As after champs is gonna be a killer around here. More maths equals better maths. Ready, let's go. It says Marla buys 2 types of mobile phones, B and C. Can't bother the B Flow and the C Flex. From a company or to retail, I should buy them to retail. It says B Flow, B phones cost $60. C phones cost $80. Too much information. All right, so you have the B. I'm going to summarize up here. So you have the B, I have the C. The cost of the B is $60. Cost of the C is $80. All right, I can't bother read back this for the information. It says she buys XB phones, X are this one and Y are this one. All right, and YC phones. Marla must spend more than 1,000. Must spend more. So the total amount she spend has to be more than $1,200. Right, and inequality represent this information. So the amount of money she's gonna spend is 60 times X plus 80 times Y. Because you're buying XB phones and YC phones. $60 for each of the B phones, $80 for each of the Y phones. So the total she's spending is 60X plus 80Y. I don't have to put the dollar sign. She must not spend more. Okay, she can spend that amount or less. So it has to be less than or equal to 1,200. That is the inequality. She must not spend more than this. She can spend that amount, you know, or less, not more. That is it. This can be divided through by how much? Can be divided through by 20, don't it? 20. All right, simplify down to the lowest term. Divide through by 20. So divide through by 20. Divide this by 20, we get 3x, right?
Yes, sir.
By 20, we get 4y. Divide by 20, we get 60. So 60, right?
Yes.
Gotta go to that. All right, that's my inequality. One more for that. You know. Next part says the number of B phones must be greater than, what is B phone again? X, right? This was X. Must be greater than or equal to the number of C phones, which was Y. Number of B phones is X, number of C phones is Y. That's what they just said. X must be greater than or equal to Y. It says write down an inequality in X and Y to represent this. See, X must be greater than or equal to Y. But we don't like when our inequality is like that. We like to have it the other way around with the Y on the left side. So don't go reading it like this. You might read the wrong sign. When you have an equation like that, inequality like that with X and Y in it, you want the Y on the left side. Because greater than means above, less than means below. I'm going to spin it around and write, i.e., that is, the Y must be less than or equal to X. Reading it this way. This now means below. So it means below the line Y equals X. That's what it means now. Below the line Y equals X. If you use this one, you might read it as above, which will be wrong. It's not above, it's below. No matter Y must be positive on the left side. For less than to mean below, or greater than to mean above. Pay attention to the details, everything important. That is that. It says represent the two inequalities on page 22 on the grid below. Label R, the region which satisfies both inequalities. All right, nice and easy. Let's summarize. So this one now, let's try. You don't need to write this on the exam paper. I'm just telling you what your chain of thought should be. So whatever is positive, this less than means below. The line is drawn solid because the equal is there. So you're on a solid line. The line is drawn is one associated with this inequality, which is 3x plus 4y equals 60. To draw this line, you can get 2 points quick and fast like this. One of them will give an x value of 0, other one will give a y value of 0. When you put x equals 0, put a 0 here on the x. It means that it's gone. And you're left with 4y equals 60. If 4y equals 60, the y equals 15. 6 divided by 4 is 15. So the point is 0, 15. That's 1 point on the line. At the point you put y equals 0, here, this gone. So you're left with 3x equals 60. If 3x equals 60, then x equals 20. So at that point, x will be equal to 20. So the point becomes 20, 0. That's how you can get 2 points quickly on these lines. 0, 15, 20, 0. 0, 15, 20, 0. 0, 15, 20. Oh, I remember this question. This question, the graph was messed up, guys. Yep. Now look here. 4 lines to 0 to 5, right? 4 centimeters to 5 there. So watch this now. Then up here, so now then catch by the 5. See that? See that? The CSEC actually messed up this question. And a lot of people were messed up by this question. Scale was messed up. All right. Now, if I'm in the exam and I see the scale is messed up like that, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to put my own scale on it. I'm going to mark out theirs and put mine. I work with theirs. About for them one and put my own on it. And we need what? We need to be able to put 0, 15, and 20, 0. Can we put 20, 0 down here? Let's see. 20, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Nope. So say 22 test they intended for you to use. Can't work. This is wrong. Can't work. Especially if they're going to want you to read information from it. So I'm going to use my own scale. I'm going to make this be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. All right. I'm going to same thing up here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Using my own scale. All right. Put on the points now. So I want 0, 15, and 20, 0. 20, 0 is clearly here. It's a different color. 20, 0 is right here. And then 0, 15. So this is 14. So right here says 15. And you draw a straight line through there. Use your rule and draw a straight line. Don't follow me and draw it 300, right? Label the line with the equal sign. 3x plus 4y equals 60. Next line was what again? Y equals x, right? I'm going below that line. Y equals x. Remember? If I turn around this inequality, we know that the less than means below. So this one is below a solid line. For the equal is apart and equal to a solid line, and line is y equals x. Everybody know that line, y equals x. Pass through points so the x and the y value is the same, right? So zero, 0, within 0, 4, 4, 8, 8, and so on. So like that. Don't draw it behind the line like me. So one below this line, one below the 2 lines, below this one, and below this one. So the region I want is inside here, below both lines. That's the region that I want. Right? If you read this inequality wrong and put it above, you'll be shading up here. It's wrong. You want below the 2 lines, below both lines, below this one, and below this one is this R. All right, that's what the sum must do. Label as R, the region satisfy both inequality. That's it. Is it? Yes. It says total number of mobile phones is represented by X plus Y. According to the graph on page 20, what is the largest possible value of X plus Y? I'll go to one of the vertices. The largest possible value of X plus Y. So it's which vertex going to give it the largest sum? All right. So this vertex is the in here say working, you know. This one clear out of it. It's one of these two. All right. So with this one is the point where X and Y is the same. And it is clearly not an exact value now. Well, this one X plus Y equals 20, right? here, so just X and Y is the same value here, so. But 10, 10, where would 10, 10 be? 10, 10 would be outside the region here. That's 10, 10, where X plus Y on this line will be equal to 20. So at this point, clearly X plus Y is less than 20. Don't it? But I can say that? Yeah? Remember now, at this point here now, the X and the Y value is the same now. So here, I already know that X plus Y is equal to 20. The point on this line where X plus Y is 20 is 10, 10 right here, outside the region. This point here, clearly, the X and the Y value is less than 10 at this point, clearly. So the sum of those two values must be less than 20. Right? So this must be where X plus Y is maximum. 20, 0. So that says 20, 0. Clearly, this is 20, 0. 20, 0. According to the graph, what is the largest possible X plus Y? 20. It's at 20, 0. It's at 20, 0. That is largest X plus Y equals 20. Right on X-axis here. That's it. Next question said, table below shows a pair of values of function x squared plus x minus 4. As a quadratic function, fortunately, they give you all the values. Remember, a quadratic graph is symmetrical. You can look at the table and find the axis of symmetry on the table. All right? Ensure that these x values are going up by the same interval, which is the case. And so these values now are symmetrical, inwards towards the axis of symmetry, or outwards from the axis of symmetry. So basically, the axis of symmetry has to be between these two middle values there. So my axis of symmetry has to be this line. That's the axis of symmetry. Right halfway between the -1 and the 0. Halfway between -1 and 0 is -0.5. That's -0.5. Right here. So the x value at the turning point without doing anything is -0.5. xt is -0.5. Remember, your vertex is one y value. One minimum y value at the vertex. So your minimum value cannot appear at two different points. It appears at only one vertex point. Then the y value right here 5 is your yt value. I can actually calculate by putting the -0.5 in this function right now. So it's -0.5 or squared plus the -0.5 and then minus the 4. That will give you your yt value. Let's work it out down here. You're gonna need it. Let's work it out. If you have to draw the graph, you're gonna need to show it. Makes sense, we'll just get it from now. All right, so it's 0.5 squared minus 0.5 and then minus 4. That's -4.25. -4.25 means that your vertex point, your minimum turning point, is this x value and this y value. -0.5, -4.25. All right. All right, let's see what it says now. Question says, on the grid on page 25, plot the remaining 4 points and draw the graph. And write down the maximum or minimum values, a minimum. So that's enough for the maximum minimum value is this y value. Let's write it down. Minimum value, put in blue. Let's write it from now. Minimum value is the lowest y value on the graph is the yt value, -4.25. The minimum. All right, we're gonna draw the graph. It says usual order Draw the line of symmetry on the graph. All right. So let's plot these points. Let's plot these points on this graph. All right. So we said the line of symmetry is right here, right? X equal minus 0.5, right here. Right down here. So. You can actually plot the other points without going to the table by using that as the line of symmetry. So while it corresponds to this, 1 unit, it's going to be 1 unit to here, right here. This is what 1, 2, 3. Over 1, 2, 3 on the other side. 1, 2, 3 to here. You can literally plot the points by doing that. Without going back and forth on the table. This is how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. And this point up here says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to here. Those are your points. I don't have to go back to the table. And then now the minimum point on this axis, right? They put down in red. It's negative 4.25. Let's see if we can estimate where that is. So it's negative 4. It should be negative 5. Negative 4.5 will be here. Negative 4.25 is about here. So we're talking about this point. That's the minimum point right there. All right? That's the minimum point. We're going to sketch it now. Let's sketch it in blue. So coming down, coming down. Make sure you go down to the minimum point. Turn and go back up. That's it. That's a sketch. And that red line is the axis of symmetry. This red line is your axis of symmetry. Draw it with your ruler. Don't draw it friendly like me. Axis of symmetry. I can say line of symmetry. That's it. All righty. Note that I put in this minimum point down here. I did not draw a straight line across these 2 points. So sorry about that, guys. Now, so me tell you thing, do not disturb and still bring up the cause. All right. All right. You must show that minimum point. All right. That is that. Oh, and this question, I have mistaken. These 2 values are not consistent. What value did I put on the paper that I gave you? What is graph? I don't know. What value did I put on the paper that I gave you? These 2 values are inconsistent with each other. What value did I put on the graph on the question paper that I gave you? Huh? I put 74. Good. Because I have to put 74 because 68 is inconsistent. So 68 make mistakes sometimes, you know. This is an actual exam paper, and that's why it was set on exam paper. But this can be 68 and this be 104, 106. I'll show you why. It can't be. But remember, angle between a tangent and a chord is equal to angle subtended by the chord, right? And angle subtended by the chord will be right here. So this angle should be equal to this angle, 68. But then that's a straight line. Total angle of straight line is 180. And those 2 don't add to 180. See that? So that 68 is inconsistent with that 106. That's why I changed to 74 on the paper. All right, so I'm going to change to 74 and work it as if it was 74. Cool? You know, the actual exam paper did give This 68, inconsistent. So 60 do them foolishness sometimes. I don't know how to treat with it when that sort of thing happen. If they scrap it or something. But imagine the exam room when you're working something like that, answer them that they get in the store make no sense there. What do you do? Somebody who will know that stuff would pick up and say, no man, something wrong with this. So I give you 74, right? All right. Let's do the question as if that was 74. Number 9. Got this question finish up here. So anything else you wanted us to do? Right, we'll draw the line of symmetry and that was done. All right. Let's see. Number 9. Question said, diagram below, E, C, G, and F are points in the circumference of a circle. EG is a diameter. Tangent EAB is parallel to CDE. So these are two parallel lines. So you know, once you have parallel lines, you're thinking about your co-interior angles. So for example, this angle and this angle co-interior, they add up to 180, right? 180 degrees. Co-interior angles. All right. You're also looking for your Z angles like this. Alternate angles. So for example, do this angle 106. All of this must 106 as well. Yes, Z angles. All right, alternate angles. So this angle that says 78 is 68. 68. We're working it at 74, right? We're working this at 74. We said 74. That will make it more consistent. That will make it consistent. He said, determine the value of each of the following angles. Show detailed working when necessary. Give a reason to support the answer. All right. First angle I want is ECD. ECD. Angle ECD. ECD. That's this angle right here that I want. ECD. All right. What's that one? All right. So I'm looking at this two parallel lines. This parallel line. This parallel line. And that parallel line. So these two alternate angles, right? So ECD is 74 degrees, right? Good. But I can see the Z angles. So asking us for this angle, right? So I have this parallel line up here. I have this parallel line down here. And they're joined by this transversal line. And so these two angles are alternate angles. So they equal 74 degrees. So this angle is 74 degrees. So the angles are equal. Let's put it down there. So this angle is 74 degrees. All right, that's right. That's 74 degrees. Z angles are equal. All right, next one. Angle CEG, 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 CEG. That is this angle right here. Now that angle is 90 minus 74, but the angle between this radius and this tangent is 90 degrees. So this piece in here must be 90 minus 74, right? 90 minus 74. This angle right here. 90 minus 74 is how much? 16? 16 degrees. So this angle is equal to 90 degrees minus 74 degrees, which is 16 degrees. That's because angle between tangent Angle between tangent and radius is 90 degrees. That's why. Total angle is 90. Part of it is 74. The other piece is 16. That's it. Done. What else I want? What else I want? I want angle CGF. CGF next. CGF. Angle CGF. So the next angle I want is the angle up here. All right. Looks like, put it in a different color, CGF. CGF. Looks like I can find this angle a bit good. Because I could use a cyclic quadrilateral, right? So the question is, how could I find this one down here? This one here. All right, I can find that one because I know that all of this equals all of that. And this plus 74 must equal 106, right? So that's why I can find this piece in here. We'll mark it on the paper. So this angle inside here must be 106 minus 74. Can I give it that? All right, so that's mark.
Yes, sir.
Good. So this angle right here, 106. 106 degrees minus 74 degrees. How much is that? 32? 32 degrees. Because the alternate angle is equal, right? Because this angle and this angle equal, right? So subtract the 74. So Z angles are equal. And then angle up here that we want now becomes 180 minus this 32. As opposite angles in the cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. So it's 180 minus 32. This angle up here, no, that we want, this one up here, becomes 180 minus this 32 degrees. This is 32 degrees. 180 minus 32. All right, so this angle down here is 180 degrees minus 32 degrees. How much is that? 148. Right? Because opposite angles in a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. Supplementary, which means that they add to 180 degrees. Opposite angles in a cyclic quad at 180 degrees, 148 degrees. Anything else? No, it don't. That's 148 degrees up here. This one. 148 degrees. All right, question done. Bearings time. Down here. This question says, from a harbor H, bearing of two ships, Q and R are 069 and 151 degrees respectively. So from here to here, the bearing is this, 069. And from here to down here, this is the bearing, 151. Bearing is measured clockwise from the north line at the front position every time. It says Q is 175 from here. So this distance is 175. 175. 175 kilometers. That is now. Let me give it this one. 240. Let's put on the bearing. Let's put on the diagram. So the bearing all the way around here. All of this. 151 degrees. 151 degrees. And for the angle inside here, 151 minus. We're gonna angle inside here is 151 degrees minus 69. What I work out? Somebody work that out for me now. I've worked out everything. Can work with me? What I work out to? 82? 82 degrees. All right. Just so you know, I'm sure it's right now. Trusting you guys. Okay, it's cosine rule now. Two sides and angle between, right? To find the side over here. That's what I want us to do first, though. Complete the diagram above to show the information given. See there? They want the angles and the distances. I'll put them on there, right? It says calculate QR, the distance between the two shapes. That's over here. Cosine rule. Cosine rule for that. Cosine rule. So the QR squared, start like Pythagoras theorem. It's going to be 175 squared plus a 242 squared. But it's not Pythagoras theorem, so I have to subtract a piece. 2 times the 175 times the 242 and the cosine of the angle between them, which is the 82 degrees. And so I put in the square, and here we can take off the square. Take off the square here and square root everything there and do one calculation instead. Cosine rule. It's not complicated, guys. It's not complicated. So the square root of 175 squared plus 242 squared minus 2 times 175 times 242 times the cos of 82, and that's 278. So to the nearest kilometer, instead of putting a decimal, 278 kilometers is that distance. 278. Put in the diagram. This is now 278 kilometers. You can use sine rule going forward now, because we have these two opposite each other. Angle and side opposite each other. We know both of them. So going forward, we can use sine rule. And the whole thing in this triangle we don't know right now are these two angles. So in what those two angles we need to find, we can use sine rule to find them. All right, 278. What else I want us to do this then? 278. It says calculate how far due south is ship R from H. How far due south? Let me show you the distance they're talking about. The distance they're talking about is the distance down here, the vertical distance down here. This is the east-west line. The person is asking us for this distance. How far south? How far south is this place R? You understand that? It's asking us for this distance. I'm calling it X. How far south? If they ask, if they wanted how far east, it will be this distance. Here, so. How far east is R from H? We're asking for how far south. So it's basically asking for this distance, X. So we're going to come and work in this right angle triangle that I've set up here. This right angle triangle. But this is the hypotenuse. Want to find this distance. So we need this angle inside here, which is easy to find. Put on a different color, purple. This angle inside here is easy to find. Let me take this off. Put this calculation up here instead. Now I want to find this angle inside here now. And that angle becomes 180 minus 151, don't it? That's purple angle, right? 180 degrees minus 151 degrees. You see, total angle straight now would be 180, 151 out of it. That works out about much. 29, 29 degrees. Then now, working in this triangle with the right angle triangle. This is adjacent and that's the hypotenuse. Adjacent and hypotenuse is cos. So the distance that I want is x on the diagram, but use cos adjacent over hypotenuse. Let's do it down here. So I want to say the distance that I want on the diagram is x. I want to say cos of 29 degrees equal adjacent over 242. Let's look at it. See? X over the hypotenuse, adjacent over hypotenuse. Let's take this 242, multiply it up here, you get 242 times the cos of 29 degrees. That's what x is. That is x equals, let's work it out, 242 times the cos of 29. 212 212 kilometers. 3 significant figures. Question done. One more to go. What time is 7 o'clock? So not finished early today. I'll go early today. One more question. Sorry, matrices and vectors. This question says, calculate the matrix product. So this is a 2 by 2 times a 2 by 3. So the answer is going to be at 2 by 3. A number of columns and number of rows in your match. Answer is going to be a number of rows from this, number of columns from that. 2 by 3. All right, so getting back a matrix just like this for the answer. Just write it out. It's going to be a 2 by 3 matrix. Those values, right? Let's go on step by step. Remember, you multiply the rows of the first column matrix with the columns of the second matrix. Rows of the first matrix with the columns of the second matrix. That's how you multiply them, right? Ready? This first value that I want is positioned in the first row, first column. So to get it, we're going to multiply this first row by this first column. First element times first element, second element times second element. First element times first element, second element times second element. 5 times 2, 4 times 0. 5 times 2 is 10. 4 times 0 is 0. Then this value here is positioned in the first row, second column. So to get it to multiply this first row with the second column. First element times first element, second element times second element. First element times first element, second element times second element. 5 times 1, 4 times 3. 5 times 1 is 5. 4 times 3 is 12. And the value out here is positioned in the first row, third column. So multiply this first row by this third column. Same thing again. First element times first element, second element times second element. 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. 4 times 6 is 24. And the value down here now is positioned in the second row, first column. So to get it, multiply this second row, this first column. First element times first element, second element times second element. Minus 3 times 2 is negative 6. Minus 2 times 0 is 0. And this value is in the second row, second column. So to get it, to multiply this second row with the second column. First element times first element, second element times second element. First element times first element, second element times second element. Negative 3 times 1, and negative 2 times 3. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Then the last value out here that we want Within the second row, third column. So to get it, multiply this second row by this third column. Same way again. First element times first element, second element times second element. Negative 3 times negative 4, that's positive 12. Negative 2 times 6, that's negative 12. Those are the values. You can also write the answer now. Equals, this is 10. This is 17. This is 4. This is negative 6. This is negative 9. And this is 0. That's the answer. But good? You good?
Yes, sir.
Make sure you're good. Pay attention and stop sleep. Next one. State why the two matrices in A are conformable for multiplication. State the condition for conformability, for them to be conformable. Number of columns in the first matrix must equal the number of rows in the second matrix. In this case, there are 2. Right? So remember, it's a 2 by 2 first matrix. Second matrix, so that 2 by 3. So why was it possible? Because these two match. Them two things are equal. So number of columns in the first matrix was equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. That's why it was conformable. That's why you have to state. Right? Sit here. Number of columns in the first matrix equals, spin right in what it wanted, you know, equals, can't write equals, number of rows in the second matrix. And that number was 2, right? 2. There were 2 columns and 2 rows. That's why it is conformable. Next one says determine the inverse of this. Is 1 over the determinant times the adjoint. The inverse is 1 over the determinant multiplied by the adjoint. Let's put that in the values now. 1 over the determinant is this product minus this product. So this product is negative 10 minus this product is negative 12. This minus becomes a plus. Times the adjoint. Interchange the elements on the first diagonal. Switch them around. So you get negative 2, 5. When you switch these two around. You leave these two where they are and change the sign. So this 4 stays where it is, becomes a negative 4. This negative 3 stays where it is and becomes a positive 3. So this under here really is a plus, right? So that negative 10 plus 12 is 2. So under here the determinant is really 2, right? So I can divide each of these by 2 now. So it becomes, this divided by 2 is negative 1. Divided by 2 is negative 2. Divided by 2 is 1.5. This divided by 2 is 2.5. Good? Wake up, shake up. Hey, next time I want to hear some grades. I want to hear grades. I'm too quiet, man. Next question says, diagram below shows triangle OAB. OA is a vector R, OB is a vector S. So you see, oh, this is R. See, each question is tricky, you know. Looking at it, might feel that this is R. Actually, all of this is R. Everything, OA is R. Careful with this point. All right. In addition, E is the midpoint of this line CD, right? So E is the midpoint of this line here. So And OC is 3/4 of OAR. So we can break down this R then. OC is 3/4 of OA. So we can break down the R. Let's break it down. Let me take off this R right here. So it kind of look tricky. Look tricky. It looks tricky. I don't like it right there. Let me put here as 3/4 R. See? 3/4 R. OA is R. So the vector from here to here is 3/4 R. This is 3/4R. And so right here says 1/4 R left. 1/4 R. Up here, so this is the piece. And they say AD is 2/3 of AB. So right here is 2/3 of the whole thing. So it only says 1/3. So that the line is in the ratio of 2 to 1. This is 2 out of the 3 parts. This is 1 out of the 3 parts. All right? So it's in the ratio of 2 to 1. All right? All right, that's that line. It says, write in terms of R and S in simplified form the vector CD, that's this to this. All right, CD. Now, if you notice, they want CD, you know. So to find C, look at the diagram. You can go C to A and then A to D to get CD. What is AD? AD is 2/3 of AB, so we need to write out the vector AB. Let me write out the vector AB right here. So they didn't ask us, but I'm going to write it here. So AB is OB minus OA. O times the last minus O times the first. Why am I doing that? Because I'm telling me the 2 position vectors of A and B. So it simply becomes S minus R. That's what AB is. And then this AD is just 2/3 of that. All right, so let's look at it. CD, to go from C to D, the diagram is the same as going from C to A first, see? Come up to A and then go A to D, plus A to D. And the CA is just 1/4 of R. 1/4 of R plus the AD though is 2/3 of AB. 2/3 of AB. Where the AB is now this. So this then becomes 1/4 R plus 2/3 of the part and 2/3 of the part then. 2/3 S minus 2/3 R. Consider the only S term there. So I'll write that back first. 2/3 S. So this fraction is the same as 3/12 and a 1 here is the same as 8/12. What can I say that? So this minus this give you a negative 5/12. Can I say that? If you want to work on the calculator, no problem. 1/4 minus 2/3. 1/4 minus 2/3. 12. 3, 8. Minus 5/12, right? So yes, minus 5/12. Minus 5/12 R. Minus 5/12 R. That is CD. Next question. OE. Let's look at the diagram. We'll go from O to E. From O to E. All right. We'll go from O to E. We'll come up to C first. And then we'll go to C to E. But the C to E is half of the CD. We'll just find out what we're going. So not a problem. We'll just find CD a while ago. And the C is just half of that, right? So no problem. So to go from O to E, we're gonna go O to C and then C to E. Remember now that the CE is half of the CD that we just found, half of this. So the OC is 3/4 R. So this is 3/4 R plus CE is half of the CD that we just found. And this is a CD, so we're taking half of that. Ready now. Equals 3/4 R. Half of that 2/3 S comes 1/3 S. And then half of this comes 5/24 minus 5/24 R. We take half of this to get 5/24. And if you consolidate the values now, this is the only S term there, which is 1/3 S. And then adding this and this now. So already know. So this 3/4 is the same as 18/24. Multiply this by 6 and multiply this by 6, right? And then the 18 minus 5 is 13. So it becomes 13/24. So I get plus 13/24. That is it. 13/24. Now we get practice and get comfortable with this. Get comfortable and practice with them. All right. Well, more question. Ooh, nice. Next part says points O, Q, and R have coordinates. So these are the coordinates of those points, right? Remember, if you know the coordinates, you also know the portion vectors right away, right? It says, write OR as a column vector. Easy, easy. OR will have the same values as a point, coordinates. R is a point, -1, 4. See there? -1, 4. Same values. No calculation. -1, 4. Free mark. Next part, the modulus of QR. The modulus of QR. We'll never calculate QR. If you know what QR is for calculate the modulus of QR. We're not But watch ya. That's QR. QR just need to see the vector from Q to R. From Q to R. Now pack up. A class done it. How about this father? See, 2 units, 2 centimeters a unit, right? Or do go from Q to R without having to calculate. Have the graph there, you can count it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the left. That's -6. QR is -6. And then 1, 2, -6, 2. See that? No need to calculate. To go from Q to R. 6 to the left. 2 units up. 1, 2. Every 2 centimeters a unit. You can see that. That's the vector. So you find the modulus of this vector now. So it's -6, 2 is the vector. -6, 2. -6, 2. Therefore, the modulus of QR becomes the square root of 6 squared plus 2 squared. Because like you find the length of this line now, guys. Using Pythagoras' theorem with these two distances. Right up here says 2. 6 and 2. We're using Pythagoras' theorem to find this length. That's what the modulus is. The modulus is the length of that vector. Using Pythagoras' theorem to find it. It's not complicated. All right. This is 36 and 4. That's 40. I'm just going to write the square root of 40 units. Done. That's it. And that is that. Is that? All right, but we'll get more than 30. Everybody must get more than 30. Must. You can't tell me someone get more than 30 like a test. So it's the next week after champs at 35, right? 35. Those 35 are the pass. I'm going to continue climbing until the pass mark reaches 90% before the exam. And you must get there. Must get there. Everybody must get there. By the time I reach the exam, pass mark must be 90. So the key is, as we do the papers, making mistakes, similar kind of questions coming back, you don't repeat the mistakes. Don't repeat the mistakes. That's a key thing.
Yes,
Avoid
sir.
repeating the mistakes. All right. Once you eliminate the mistakes, they'll be good. All right. Anything you get wrong, you go and redo the questions. I'm going to send the video to the group. So anything you do wrong, you have to redo the questions. If you have to do the question 3, 4, 5 times until you can do it straight without making a mistake, that's what you have to do. You cannot hide away from them coming on exam paper. If you say the vectors are challenge, you have to attack it. Transformation, attack it. Circle theory, whatever topic it is, you have to attack the question, them attack them. So work them out and show you if you do them, work them out step by step, take your time until you get it. Exam is around the corner, like about 7 weeks away. All right? Okay, we have this one, we can do this. Come on.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
so next week, we're gonna attack it full on. All right, we're about 22 more mock exams to do. 22. In the Easter break, we're gonna come here and go and binge it. Come from early in the morning and late in the evening, all day. Just working. All right, so get yourself ready for that. We're gonna have to binge it.
Yes, sir.
Follow the Polish body, once your body here when the time comes. All right. Bye, everybody. See you all next week after KC win champ. Haha.
I see.
All right, bye-bye. All right, bye. Bye, everybody. Send me a WhatsApp and I can check it. I'm in my head. Double check it. Yeah.